Wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim. Amma ba'd, my dear brothers and sisters, assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Today we are going to continue from where we stopped in the previous class, that is the things that happened to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam before the age of 40. Okay, and we are at the final passage, and it is not that much. Before we go to move on to new topic, that the starting or the commencing of the prophethood. Okay, so if you can see the slides here, it is not slide. Actually, the book you already have. I'm just highlighted some of the important points. Okay, so if you have the book with you in a digital form, so you can refer to that. So if you see the last topic in the first chapter or second chapter, the rebuilding of Kaaba and the attribution of issues, who's supposed to put the Hajar al-Aswad and so on. So if you see here, he's saying, Sahibul Rahiqul Makhtum, saying that when Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his age is 35, so the Quraysh, somehow Allah opened their heart to rebuild the Kaaba. As we know that the Kaaba have been built since the time of Ibrahim alayhi salam, and it's already passed about, I think, how many years? Almost about 3,000 years, right? They didn't rebuild that one, the old building. So it happened to be that during the time of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they rebuilt. The Quraysh rebuilt, as you can see here, firstly because it is already very old. Okay, and then here he gives some description why the Quraysh intended to rebuild the Baitullah, because it was roofless. And then also you see the interesting point he mentioned here, and the thieves, easy access to the thieves to go into this Baitullah, because they have a lot of wealth and properties, gold, weapons and so on. So the thief, they take the opportunity to enter the house. So that is another reason why they want to rebuild the house. But above all that, it is according to the author, he said there was 5 years before the prophethood of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, there was a great flood, Faidan, great flood, which almost demolished the Kaaba. So that's why they think they want to rebuild it. So that is maybe one of the main reason. Okay, but another interesting thing is that when they want to rebuild this one, they was looking for the halal money. I was shocked. They was looking for halal money to rebuild that, and then they also was very worried, afraid, if they demolish that one, something might happen. They was thinking about that kind of thing. But the father of Khalid ibn al-Walid, among the first who intend to he intend to break the wall, and then nothing happened. So then the rest of the tribes or the rest of the people follow him. So the first who intended to demolish the wall of the Kaaba is father of Khalid ibn al-Walid. His name is Walid ibn al-Mughira al-Makhzumi. Okay. Next, after that, after they demolish, of course, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam also participated. All the Quraysh, including Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, participated in rebuilding this one. Particularly the job carried out by Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is carrying the stones. As clearly mentioned in the Bukhari, If you look in the Sahih al-Bukhari, I was referring to Sahih Bukhari, he also have a chapter called Bunyan al-Kaaba, or building of the Kaaba. In that chapter, he only mentioned 2 narration. He didn't mention all what mentioned by this Sahib Rahiq al-Makhtum. That narration we will highlight that after this one. So this after they build the house, of course the house of the Baitullah. Okay, so they have a dispute among themselves, among the chief of these tribes. What is the dispute? Who's supposed to put the black stone in that particular place? It is saying that about 4 or 5 days there was have this kind of conflict. Finally, he mentioned here the name of the person that is the oldest among the chiefs, that is called Abu Umayyah bin Mughira al-Makhzumi, also from the same family of Makhzumi. Just now the Al-Walid also from the Makhzumi, and this also from the Makhzumi. Okay, so he make a suggestion that as mentioned here, what he said: let him who enters the sanctuary first of all decide the point. So we no need to argue, we no need to have any conflict and disputes. Let us look who is coming first to the Kaaba. But they didn't mention what day. Maybe they already discussed this one. So they agreed, who come first enter this house, then he will be the arbiter, who will put based on his decision, how he decide, then we follow him. That was the statement of Umayyah bin Mughira. So Alhamdulillah, all these are plan of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? So even though the Quraysh is planning something else, but Allah want the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to come first to the Baitullah. Okay, so that's why it is said here, it was then Allah's will that the messenger of Allah should be the first to enter the mosque. On seeing him, all the people, all the tribes, what they said, Al-Amin, Al-Amin, MashaAllah, they are saying Al-Amin, Al-Amin already entered. So he's supposed to be the arbiter, or he must supposed to decide. So you know the meaning of Al-Amin, right? Trustworthy, and so on. Okay. So as we can see here, how Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the way his approach in dealing this issue, as mentioned here, what he did, he asked for a cloth, right? You see here, it is stated here, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam received the commission and at once resolved upon an expedient which was to conciliate them all, to satisfy all of them. He asked a mantle, a cloth, which he spread on the ground and placed the stone in its center. He then asked the representatives of the different clans among them to lift the stone all together. When it had reached the proper place, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam laid it in the proper position with his own hands. MashaAllah. So that seems to be a wise decision, right? Of course, maybe you already heard this narration before, right? How he put it, he asked, and then all of them participated in carrying out the clothes, the mantle, and put in the stone in the proper place. Okay. Then the author tried to describe something in detail about the Kaaba, how many meters long, length, and also for example, you see, when the building of the Kaaba had finished, it assumed a square form 15 meters high. 15 meters high means what? At that time, 15 meters high, 15 meters. very high, right? Means 3 times 3 about 45 feet. 45 feet. خمسة وأربعين قدم. Okay. But now I don't know. Maybe it's the same, right? Now. 45 foot. Yeah, same. Maybe they already added. I also don't know. We need to get the latest, because it have been rebuilt several times during the time of Caliph Omar, and also after that Zubair, after the demolition of some part of the Kaaba by Hajjaj, Yusuf as-Saqafi. Yes.
Wikipedia says it's about 13.1 meter high and 12.03 by the side.
The new one?
Well, this is what Wikipedia is saying.
13.1 meter. It means less than what we are saying now, right?
But Wikipedia says.
Here written in other website for Saudi Arabia said 15 meter.
Okay.
I think we need to get the exact measurement of today, because they already did some rebuilding in the later period. Now, particularly now, right?
This is 2017.
Huh?
2017.
2017, 18, 19 is changed already. Because now they are thinking of putting cover. Have you seen that one? Cover. It's mashallah, I saw the cover is like movable. Open, can close, can open. During the sun, they close. And then evening, night, they open. Have you seen that one? Huh? Yeah. Yeah, it's automatic. But I don't know whether they already built that one or not. I have seen in one of the WhatsApp sent by some of my friends. Okay, so the measurement is now maybe a little bit different. I also don't know. So the rest of the things is mentioned here. Then so that's all about the rebuilding of the Kaaba. And then now let us move to the new topic, that is
Another website I'm reading now updated May 24th last year, 2018. It says the dimension is indeed 15 meter high, 10 meter wide, and 12 meter long. So 10 by 12 by 15.
10 by 12,
12 by
15. 15 is height,
the height.
12. But they must sit that from which corner to another corner fit 12. Is it from Rukun Yamani to Hajar al-Aswad?
Yeah,
Okay. So never mind, whatever it is. So I think that's something you can get the exact measurement later on. So what I want to say now is about one thing that happened. He mentioned also in this Rahiq al-Makhtum, in the last portion, last passage, there was a narration. Bukhari reported on the authority of Jabir bin Abdullah that he said, while the people were rebuilding the Kaaba, the Prophet Muhammad SAW went with Abbas to carry some stones. Abbas said, put your loincloth around your neck to protect you from the stones. Then he did. Prophet ﷺ did that one. Then he fell. Somehow he fell on the ground. Then his eyes turned skyward, up, looking to the up. He like a coma, And then after that, when he wake up, he was looking, where is my clothes? Where is my clothes? So as if the clothes already removed from his body. So he was little bit feel what? Embarrassing like that. So he's looking. So that's why you mentioned his lines were never seen afterwards. Okay. It means his body was never seen. That is maybe the first time people saw when he fell down. So after that, nobody see his body. Surprisingly, in Bukhari's collection, he mentioned this narration, only this narration. There is no other things.
This is not from Rahim al-Maktoum.
No, it's from Rahim al-Maktoum, but Sahib Rahim al-Maktoum, he cited from what? From Bukhari. You see, this is the narration from Bukhari. Version 3829 in Arabic. Of course, you can find the translation is already there. Okay, and then he mentioned also this narration. فقال عباس للنبي صلى الله عليه وسلم اجعل إزارك على رقبتك يقيك من الحجارة فخر إلى الأرض وطمحت عيناه إلى السماء ثم أفاق فقال إزاري فشد عليه إزاره. I think Muhammad, you know better, right? So the same translation which we already did. And then he mentioned another narration which seems to be something, a kind of description given by this Ubaidullah ibn Abi Yazid. Of course, this is not from the Prophet ﷺ, just he giving us historical information, which means during the time of the Prophet ﷺ, there was no wall in the Kaaba, which means Hawl al-Bayt, which means around the Bayt there was no wall. You get the point? No, I mean I think he's referring, because we saw just now they built the Kaaba, right? But he's saying there was no wall. So I don't know whether he mean the wall outside the Kaaba, because the Kaaba is one thing, the Kaaba is Bayt also. So what he's mean? There is no wall. That is the narration given by this Bukhari. So I don't know whether it is the wall that outside the wall of the Kaaba, right? Because we have now we call it mosque lah, mosque. Okay. So what wall he is meaning? Wallahu alam. There's no clear. But what I'm trying to say, this is the only two narration mentioned by Imam Bukhari about the rebuilding of the Kaaba. Okay. And then he said, Hatta kana Omar fabana hawlahu ha'itan. So it seems to be during the time of Omar bin Khattab, only he built the wall. So I think not the wall of the Kaaba, the wall, external wall. You all get the point? Maybe, wallahu alam. Okay, so that is the two narration mentioned here. Okay, now let us move on to the new topic, that is the what? In the shade of the message and prophethood. Okay, so here there are two important things we will highlight in about an hour time. That is two things. Number one, how he circulated, Prophet ﷺ circulated himself to Cave of Hira. Okay, and then how the first revelation received by the Prophet ﷺ. Okay, so in the Cave of Hira, as we know, before this topic, we already highlighted that the Prophet ﷺ, when his age was how many years? For 37, because he went to the Hira for about 3 years. Okay, 3 years. So when he reached 40, these are the things happen. So about 3 years he was going and up and down. So when he nearly 40 years, about few months to 40, as described here. Okay, when Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was nearly 40, he had been want to pass long hours in retirement, meditating and speculating over all aspects of creation around him. MashaAllah. So this is a good point to look into that one. When he almost reached 40 years, Muhammad, your age is what now? 30. Another 10 more years to go. But you can begin, isolate yourself alone if you want to be a wise man. So this is a characteristic of those wise men. They want to isolate. So from this point, the scholars discuss whether we can isolate for meditation purposes, we leave the society, go to the jungle or not. So scholars have different views. Okay, so but what we can feel from this one, you see, close to 40, Prophet ﷺ was thinking about the world, thinking, contemplating, pondering about all the things that happening during the time of Prophet ﷺ. People are worshipping idols. The other people are killing, murdering, robbing, all kinds of crimes that happening. So Prophet ﷺ, by the ilham of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, inspiration from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so begin to think about the people, about the society, about the ummah. Like nowadays, for example, can we go in what is happening around us? That sometimes make us to think about what is happening, and that a characteristic of wise people, wise men. You know, I think last time I mentioned to you, I'm not sure whether I mentioned here or not. I mentioned about the Jeffrey Lang, right? You remember? You remember or not? I don't know. Shoaib? Am I mentioned about that one? Jeffrey Lang. His name is Jeffrey Lang, Professor Jeffrey Lang. I think all of us must listen to his lecture.
You have mentioned it.
Better listen. He has a nice lecture on what is that? Purpose of life. Purpose of life. He was when he was about 16 years old. Sorry, when he was very young, younger than that, toddler, like a small boy. He and his siblings facing a very hard time. He's saying that in that lecture, he's saying that as if he is living in a house where there is a devil and angel. I mentioned that one, right? And I mentioned about the Quranic verses, right? Okay, so he was saying that one because he was living in a house where his father is alcoholic and the mother is teaching about the gospel, about the good values of human being and so on, right? How supposed to human being act in this world and so on. So it is two contradicting things he was facing, right? Until the age of 16, he feel there is no God, right? Then after that he become an atheist. So he was thinking about the world. He was thinking, if there is God, why all these kind of things are happening? Think. And then he become wise man. Okay? Then that's why in the age of 28, he read the Quran, translation of the Quran, and it changed his world. From Christianity to atheist, from atheist to Islam. He got the answer for what all of his meditating, contemplating, pondering. So same like the Prophet ﷺ was thinking about the Ummah, the Quraysh, why my people are doing this kind of things. Okay, so and it changed him. The life of Prophet ﷺ changed. Okay, and he think also about not only that what is happening in his society. He was thinking about the universe also, about the creation. That's why if we look into the Quranic verses, in many places Allah asks us to contemplate, right? Like for example in Surah Ali Imran verse 190, 191 to 200, what Allah said, Inna fi khalqis samawati wal ard wa ikhtilafil layli wan nahari la ayatin li ulil albab. Alladhina, who are these ulul albab? What is the meaning of that verse? Inna fi khalq, indeed in the creation of heavens and universe and the earth and the alteration of the night and day, wa ikhtilafil layli wan nahari la ayat, have signs Liulil albab, for those who are having this intellect. Ulul albab. Who are those ulul albab? Alladhina yadhkuruna Allaha qiyaman wa qu'udan wa ala junubihim. Those who remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala while they're sitting, while they're standing, while they are laying down, and so on. And then what? Wa yatafakkarun. They contemplate, they ponder. About what? Wa yatafakkaruna fi khalqis samawati wal ard. Then when you have this kind of contemplation, meditation, and then only the wisdoms come to us. Then we are going to be a different person, not like ordinary person. Of course, we cannot be a prophet, but at least he can be a wise man. Alright? That is very important. Okay, so he is describing here what he did when he go to the cave of Hira. He just brings simple food only. What is that? He mentioned about the sawik, a kind of what? Barley porridge, and then water, and directly go to the hills and the neighborhood of the Makkahs, and one of the popular place that he go is the, what is that? The Hira in the Mount of he's mentioned Mount of not Jabal Rahmah, An-Nur. Have you been to that place?
Yeah.
Hira?
No.
You went to Thawr.
Went to Jabal Rahmah.
Jabal Rahmah is different. That is Jabal. There's mountain. There is no cave there. But if you went to Jabal Nur, they have a cave. Very wonderful. Very.
But we saw that place.
Yeah, I have been first time when I arrived from Makkah in 1979. 1979.
That time you still young.
Yeah, of course. I was at the time I was 21 years old. Yeah, we went, myself and one of my friends. Now it's very difficult to go. At that time, nobody go there, right? So you saw that place, mashallah, it's exactly Allah designed that place. This is the Kaaba, and then directly there is a hole in that cave. Directly you can see the Kaaba. Yes, there is a hole. The cave is just, he mentioned the measurement here. You see what is that? 4 yards. 4 yards long and 1.75 yard wide. Very small, just accommodate one person only. And the floor is not like this. MashaAllah, carpeted, very soft, very smooth. There you have a rock like this. All rocky floor, you know. So can you imagine how Prophet ﷺ taking his rest not for one day, it's for almost 3 years. Subhanallah. Right? So that if you think about that one, we cannot do that kind of things. Okay? We cannot live without what? Without all kind of fast food. Right or not? You must enter the shopping mall every day to buy all these soft drinks, soft foods. You cannot survive like Prophet ﷺ doing. Just with some water and okay, so that is briefly about that one. So let us move on. So what happened?
When I was young, I heard the version like this is what my teachers were teaching us then. They were saying that Khadija went up to send food for him every day.
Maybe because he also mentioned here for some time he went with the family, with his family. Not in this one, in the before this page.
But what I heard later on, or rather quite recently,
Uh-huh.
that instead of she climb up that that rocky mountain, actually he went down every other day or every 3 days.
That
That's
will.
another story that I didn't hear before.
Yeah. We don't have what detailed information how that happened, and not only that, he shares the food he's bringing, the provision that provided by Khadija. So he shared with the poor people around that area. Can you imagine that? He just brings a little food and then he share the food with the others. And of course, it is what have been mentioned here, that is detail. Whether Khadijah going up and he is coming down or what, we don't know.
Well, why I brought this up is that when I first saw that Jabal Nur, and I was thinking, how is it possible for her to climb this hill?
Yes.
And everything, it doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, all these are miracles. Miracles of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Right?
But that was a Khadijah, not on Rasulullah
Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam.
bring bread and water every day. That was the narration I have. I mean, not narration, the stories that I've been told when I was much younger.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe that's
But then
possible.
when I saw the other version that I hear, that Rasulullah comes down every other day or every 3 days, that
Okay.
makes so much more sense.
Yeah, there are many questions we can ask, and how he's taking his shower. Like nowadays, we cannot. Can we think about that one? How he spent many days without taking. There is no water. You cannot stay one day without taking shower, right? Right? How about maybe we can say maybe that place is what is that? No what? It's very cold. Like they are living in a air condition, right? Very cold, maybe hot also, because there are season, right? Hot season and cold season. Like Sheikh, right? You also cannot stay without taking shower for one day, right? So sometimes we need to, because it's in the top of the mountain, you don't have all kind of facilities there. MashaAllah. Okay, and then he said he used to devote most of his time, and Ramadan in particular, to worship and meditation on the universe around him. Again, about the universe around him. His heart was restless about the moral evils and adultery that were rampant among his people.
Sure.
Yes.
When the word said to worship and meditate,
Huh?
in particular to worship and meditation, that time, what was any source of information tells us that
Worship and meditation. Okay.
what kind, to who he was worshipping, and to, was it to Allah?
Of-
Because at that time, Prophet Ibrahim already brought his religion in, right? So was Rasulullah on the track?
Right track, yeah. It means he's worshipping Allah, because as we already know last time, the religion of what in Makkah at that time is Islam, right? But of course it is already altered, corrupted, but still they know Allah, right? But in regard to Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and some other people, as we already know about the Hanif religion, the Waraqah bin Nawfal, which we will say, even though he revert or convert to Christianity, but still he believed in Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala. Maybe there might be some of the evil things, what is that, this shirk things, polytheism, but still they believe in Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala. Like nowadays we have people called Muhammad, people call Abdullah, Qasim, and all kind of Islamic name, but he never pray one salat, for example. Maybe he doing all kind of evil things, right? And maybe he go to Batu Caves also. Possible, we don't know. His name is Muhammad, his name is Ali, his name is Qasim, and so on, right? But there are who are so extremist in that manner. Maybe there are some who are sometimes go for idol prayer. The one who go for idol prayer is much better than the one who just having the names, right? So maybe like that. The internal faith still they have. So Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and some other people is protected from worshipping all these idols and other form of the infidelity or the shirk. Okay, so worship maybe in a general sense, not prayer, not salat, because salat was not enforced yet at the time, right? So it is maybe doa.
Meditation, was it a dhikr?
Huh?
Meditation, was it a dhikr?
Yeah, maybe thinking is a form of meditation. Just think about the universe, why my people are like that, right? I don't know. Maybe maybe the word translated meditation, we understand like the contemporary meaning of meditation. In present day, when you say meditation, have you seen people meditating? Right? For example, when I was in America, so when the student feels stressed and they just go in a corner, any corner of the building, they just sit like. That's a form of meditation, right? So maybe for us, different type of meditation. You relax, thinking about. Now we call meditation maybe when you make zikr, right? For us. So, but which means meditation here maybe can refer to be silent, just contemplating, thinking about the things. Why this is up and down?
Because there is no signal.
Okay, so you see, let us read this passage. Maybe we have some important point here. So he is not. He feel uncomfortable when he think about the status of his people. Okay, he was yet helpless because no definite cause of specific approach had been available for him to follow and rectify the ill practices around him. So he was so blurred. What I supposed to do with my people? How to correct them? So it shows that he already have that kind of feeling to correct them, to advise them, but he don't know. You see, like for example, we just take an example nowadays. For example, even though we don't talk about the religion, for example, we feel our society is already corrupted in many things, right? Like adultery, all kind of evil practices, mak rempit, that kind of things. For example, everyday accident there and here, robbing, rogol, and what else? Kidnapping, road bullying. Many things happening. So you feel like a human being, you feel this is not good practices, right? You want to stop it. How you want to stop it? You don't know. You want to get some idea. You see all those who are in the authority also same like them. You is the only wise man. Think about them. How to stop all these kind of evil practices? You are thinking. So same like the Prophet ﷺ. He don't know what to do. So you get out from the society and try to think. So at the time, the wisdom, Allah help you. Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala throw the hidayah, the lights. So that is he's trying to say here. Okay, so specific approach had been available for him to follow and rectify the ill practices around him. This solitude attended with this sort of contemplative approach, okay, must be understood in its divine perspective. It was a preliminary stage to the period of grave responsibilities. So this is the beginning. Thinking about this thing are the beginning, then the solution. But now many of us maybe want to solve the problem first without the thinking. Wallahu a'lam. Okay. Privacy and detachment from the impurities of life were two indispensable prerequisites. You see, privacy and detachment from impurities. We have privacy. Normally, you don't want to be in the private, right? Sheikh Muhammad, can you be isolated from the society for how long? How long? One day. You see, nobody cannot. It's not that easy. So he said that there are prerequisites for the what? For to take what is that? Heavier responsibilities. Private and also privacy and detachment from from all kind of impurities of life were two indispensable prerequisites for the Prophet's soul to come into close communion with the unseen power. If you want to get unseen power, superpower, then that is maybe one of the things that lies behind all aspects of our existence in this infinite universe. It was a rich period of privacy which lasted for 3 years and unshared in a new era of indissoluble contact with that power. So that is his final remark on the what? How the Prophet ﷺ isolated himself from the society. Whether it is legal or illegal now, then that is different question lah. If you look into the hadith, of course Prophet ﷺ have said that kind of statement. When you feel that your society is already in fitan, all kind of social disorder, then the best way is what? Go to the mountains. There is a hadith on that, right? You all heard about that one? Go to the mountains, like the Ashabul Kahfi, right? So there is a detailed explanation about that one.
Also about the Syria problem. Prophet Muhammad put hadith that if you reach Syria or Sham problem, you find mountain for yourself or find tunnel under the ground. And
Yeah.
not involved in this film.
See,
For current Syria problem.
Sham. Of course, Sham have many hadiths on Sham. Okay, and so up to us lah, whether how you understand that one, whether it is the right time to go isolate yourself, get rid of all kind of problems, to get rid of all your hair become white like Sheikh Shuaib, thinking about the people, about the class, about that and this. It's not that easy, you know, to think how to, even to manage this one is very difficult, sister, right? Sister Shima, right? To think that one until, so how about to manage the people? You feel that they are committing sin and this one, but normally those who have wise men only think about those kind of things, not everybody. Okay, never mind. Now let us go to the next topic, that is about the Jibril. What we know about Jibril? Jibril brings down the revelation. So this is the starting of the revelation. The time of from the Cave of Hira completed. Now we are moving to the another phase of the Sirah of the Prophet ﷺ, the first revelation. When he reached 40 years, what is the things happen? These are the things happen. He give an exact date, you see, where is the portion? When he was 40, the age of complete perfection at which prophets were always ordered to disclose their message. So this is, he's just giving a kind of information that all prophets are seen, except Prophet Isa. He didn't reach 40 years old already. He already got he's so special lah. But the rest of the prophets, according to this information, seems to be at the age of 40 years. Okay.
Prophet
Abraham,
he was quite young.
quite young. I don't know.
He was quite young.
How you know? There is no information. There is no information about Ibrahim, what age, whatever. So
How old? I thought it was in adolescent age when he was thrown in the fire.
Yeah, it was when the wife was quite.
the adolescent for those nation, because I don't know So because then those nation, their age is not like us, right? So is it 40 years? Because they were living for many years, more than 100, 300 years.
Each time is different.
Yeah, each time is different. But no, if maybe this author, he is trying to say that he is comparing us with those people. So normally it's a 40, you become matured enough. So that's why in one of the Quranic verses, Allah Subhanahu wa Taala said, "Idza balagha arba'ina sanatan, arba'ina sanatan, Rabbi awzi'ni an ashkura." So when you already reach 40 years, you are no more adolescent. You are not. You don't take the world is for fun. It is a serious matter. Ashuddahu is
33.
huh?
Ashuddahu 33.
Ashuddahu 33.
حتى إذا بلغ أشده وبلغ 40 سنة after that 40. So the maximum output between 33 to 40.
33 to 40. So you're not reached that age yet. So you're safe now. So you have to be very careful. When you come to that age, you are a different person. Okay, 33. Then after 40, you cannot change. There is no turning point in ourselves. Then that's problem. Very difficult to change.
Prophet said, من بلغ 40 دخل أسواق الآخرة.
Aiba.
But to reach 40, he entered the Akhirah market.
Yes. You must be a wise man when you reach 40 already. Your thinking is no more the dunya. You're thinking, Sheikh, you're already 50s, right? So you're thinking towards the akhirah, more towards akhirah. Think about the people, how to save them from all kind of things, how to help them. Okay, no more thinking nafsi. So that is 40 years. Okay, so that's why he's saying here. Okay. Sign of his prophethood started to appear and twinkle on the horizon of life. They were the true visions he used to experience for 6 months. So when he reached 40 years, he experiencing this true dream, ar-ru'ya. Ar-ru'ya, you know ru'ya, right? Manam, fil manam. So these are the dreams. Many dreams. For 6 months, he's dreaming. That's a kind of inspiration from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through that dream. Okay. The period of the prophethood was 23 years. So the period, of course, all of us know that one, right? So the period of these 6 months of true visions constituted an integral part of the 46 part of prophethood. 46 part of prophethood. What it means? One of the things he's trying to say that there were 46 things that indicating or sign of this prophethood. One of them is the dream, the manam, ru'ya as-salihah. The other things, like for example, of course I saw the translation is he didn't translate all. In the Arabic text he mentioned that stone giving salam to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Stone, hajar, yatakallam, and there are many other things which indicating he is not ordinary man. He is prophet. Like camels speaking to him, right? Camels. Like what else? The trees crying, right? So those kind of what you call it, a kind of indicating that he's the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Okay, so in Ramadan, in his 3rd year of solitude in the Cave of Hira, Allah's will desired His mercy to flow on earth, and Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was honored with the prophethood when he reached the, what is that? In the Ramadan, in the 3rd year of solitude. It means in the final year, because it means if we said just now 37, 38, 39, sorry, 38, 39, 40, right? So the third year of his solicitation, it means 3 years he was isolating himself. Okay, then and the light of the revelation burst upon him with some verses of the noble Quran. So that is the what? The one, Iqra, Iqra, Bismi Rabbikal Ladhi Khalaq, and so on. So, and then he gives us the exact date when that happened, the exact date, careful investigation into the circumstantial evidences and relevant clues point directly to Monday, 21st Ramadan at night, August 10th, 610, with Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam exactly 40 years, 6 months and 12 days. Maybe there is a dispute, but this is what according to the author of the Rahikul Maktum. 40 years plus 6 months and 12 days. But the English calendar is 39 years, 3 months and 22 days. That is according to one narration. Okay. Then there is another narration which transmitted by Aisha radiallahu anha, significant event that brought the divine light which would dispel the darkness of disbelief and ignorance. It led life down a new course and brought about the most serious amendment to the line of the history of mankind. Okay, then let us move on. Then he said, forerunners of the revelation assumed the form of true vision that would strikingly come through all the time. After that, solitude became dear to him and he would go to the cave Hira. Even after 40 years, when he already received the revelation, the Surah Al-Iqra, when the angel would come, okay, then after that he go very often to the Ghar Hira, to the cave of Hira. So that's why he mentioned, after that solitude became dear to him and he would go to the cave Hira to engage in tahannus. Tahannus is kind of ta'abbud. Tahannus is a devotion. Ta'abbud. Same like the one we mentioned, meditation. Because we don't have information whether he started praying already or not. If he pray, in what form he pray? Sujud, ruku', right? We don't know. So this tahannus means ta'abbud.
Tahannus is made from Hanifiyya. It's tahannus like following Hanifiyya.
Yeah.
The verb of Hanif.
Hanif is but normally they translate the tahannus is ta'abbud. Bil Arabiya, it means to be holy himself, to devote himself in worship. Okay, what form of worship? Wallahu a'lam. But again, we can say it's a form of meditation, contemplating, and so on. Okay, tahannus. Therefore, a certain number of nights before returning to his family, and then he would return for provisions for a similar stay. So it means 2 days, 3 days. When the food is finished, you go back, take food, go once again, and so on. At length, unexpectedly, the truth angel came to him and said, recite, Iqra, Iqra, Bismi Rabbikal Ladhi Khalaq. Then he said, so that was his, everybody knows lah, right? Here he's saying, came to him. How? How he came to him? The angel Jibril. Any info you all have? Huh?
That's his own form.
The real form of Jibril. Okay. Huh? Any? Sheikh Muhammad? No idea? He actually, the Jibril of course, the narrations, if we read, maybe it is confusing us. Okay, is it in the real form of Jibril? He come there because the Prophet ﷺ saw him in the real form in only twice, right? One in the second. We will. It is mentioned also here, but in the first meeting when he said first come, here he's saying, what is that? The truth angel, it means the angel came to him and said, came to him, the angel, how he came, the first moment. Okay, we don't have any information, but it appears to be from the text, if we read the Bukhari's text, it shows to us that as if he came in the real form, original form of Jibril. That we can understand. But actually, the statement of the Prophet ﷺ, he said he met Jibril only twice, excluding the first meeting. First, the second meeting, because in the second meeting, after he come back to Khadijah, he said, Zammiluni, Zammiluni. Then after that, Khadijah took him to the Waraqah ibn Nawfal and so on, all those things. And then after that, he was longing. He longing for the meeting of he's expecting for more, because he already know that he got the truth, right? So he was expecting. But for some time, the revelation is already halted, which means stopped already. So at the second time he said, I saw the first, he said in his statement saying that the one I saw in the cave of Hira appears to me in the second thing. So it shows that he met in the Hira the first time. But according to his Prophet ﷺ statement saying that I saw the Jibril in the real form twice. One is the second time, the second revelation, and the second time is in the Isra Mi'raj during the Sidratul Muntaha. So it seems to be this narration are contradicting with the statement of the Prophet ﷺ saying that I saw Jibril in the real form like I saw in the cave of Hira. That makes us confused. Like I saw in the cave of Hira means he saw him, right? And the form is like the one he saw in the second meeting.
That's what I think.
So, if based on this narration, we can say 3 times, right? But Prophet ﷺ said, I saw twice only. So, how you want to synthesize this narration?
My reasoning is, he got scared.
Scared.
The first time he saw, he got scared. So, if it comes in the form of human, he will be scared. But when for a human being to see an angel for the first time, in their actual form, of course he will be scared.
So you didn't see
That's
that.
my reasoning. I don't know, my very low knowledge.
Yeah, but scholars also, all of them agreed he saw only twice. All of them said twice. But while I'm reading the first narration, how come twice? It seems to be 3 times. So and the narration is from Bukhari. Okay. Now let us look here. So now the question: how we can see can we see the Jibril? Can we see any angel? Question. How you can see the angels? Can you see the angels? Sheikh? Huh?
In their form?
Does not matter. In the real form or in the not in the real form. Can we see or not?
No.
Cannot. Huh?
Cannot.
Why? How you know you can you are giving affirmative answer? Why? Justify your answer. Huh? Share.
It is a justification of the
Huh?
You can see them in human form.
Yes. Actually, okay, we can see the angel. Okay, we can see the angels, okay, but not in the real form. We can see if they come in the form of human being.
Because he came over time when they were sitting down, then he came and asked Rasulullah, what is Iman, what is Ihsan, what is...
Yeah. Yeah, okay, let us look in the Bukhari's narration what he said about that one. You see, he was asked by what is that? Aisha radiallahu anha, in this narration. This is the Bukhari narration. This is the in Bukhari's collection. If you want to know about the first revelation and so on, we must read the first book of Revelation. First book of Sahih Bukhari is a book of Revelation. In there he mentioned about 6 hadiths. 6 hadiths. The first hadith, nothing to do with the revelation, but it's related to the intention, because Bukhari wanted to compile this hadith book, and normally this is the practice of the muhaddisun. When they want to compile any work, any writings, any compilation, anything, they will mention this hadith first. Innamal a'malu biniyat. So that is the first hadith in first book of Revelation of Sahih Bukhari. First hadith. The second hadith is this hadith. This one. The one I'm reading now. What is that? You see this one? The mother of faithful, that is Aisha radiallahu anha, was asked that Al-Haris ibn Hisham asked the apostle, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, "Oh Allah's apostle, how is the divine inspiration revealed to you?" Allah's apostle replied, "Sometimes it is revealed like the ringing of a bell." So which means not the human, not in the form of human being, but in the form of a sound. Okay? Then that sound also special sound. That is the sound of a bell, ringing bell. And according to the scholars, this ringing bell is not like ordinary bell, like the bell of ice cream, selling ice cream, or any other fire bell, or any other thing. They say it is extraordinary bell. The bell that normally they use in the church, right? The church, they use the big bell. Bang. The whole city can hear the sound. They said bigger than that bell. How? We don't know. And who can hear this sound? Not everybody. You see that, and most of the time the revelation come in this form of the sound, and that is the hardest part for the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Okay, and nobody hear about that sound. Who can hear? The one who already go for operation. The heart is prepared to accept that kind of sound. That is the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Okay, so that is one form. The Jibril come to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Okay, how the revelation come to him? Maybe we can ask how we can understand the sound. That is different issue, right? That language is different. Our wave or whatever. For example, you are expert in the computer, right? Are you expert in the computer? You are reading different language, right? You are not reading English. You are not reading what? You are reading using dots or numbers or something like that, right? So that is a form of language. So the sound also another form of language, which not all people can understand that one.
So I said wave.
Waves, yeah. Waves also a form of language. Okay? Like Sulaiman alayhi salam, when he can understand the language of the birds, that's another form of language. So language is different person, different creatures have different type of language. Right? Like other creatures communicating. Snakes communicating to another snake. Can we hear the voice of the snake? Like for example the musang. You can hear the sound of the voice of the snake. This small brother. This for example this they said this what is that, the animal, the dolphin, right? It can communicate several miles, right, without no sound. How? right? And also there are many examples. For example, in one of the Prophet's hadith, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said what? The punishment in the graveyard after 7 steps from the people move from after burying them, they will hear the sound of punishment or whatever happening there. All the creatures of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can hear except the jinn and the human being. How? We don't know, right? So that all we leave it to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay, so this is the one of the form that the revelation come to him. Second form, this form, you see, sometimes it is revealed like the ringing of bell. This form of inspiration is the hardest of all, and then this state passes. Okay, passes off after I have grasped. So this voice, this sound, when come to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, so he already get the message, then it's over. He already memorized. It already linked with his brain or his heart. Okay. So that's why he said he grasped the message which is inspired to him. Sometimes the angel comes in the form of a man. Anybody knows about what type of man? In regard to the Jibril alayhi salam, he come in the form of one human being. His name is Dahiyya ibnu Dahiyya al-Kalbi. Dahiyya al-Kalbi. His name is Dahiyya al-Kalbi. But what is the father's name? I can't recall now. But the surname is al-Kalbi. Dahiyya ibn Khalifa. Dahiyya ibn Khalifa al-Kalbi. Okay. So according to the scholars, this Sahabi is the most handsome, most beautiful among all the companions. Wallahu alam, I never see him. I never saw. So, but this is the description given by some of the narration. So that's why the angel appears in his form. And sometimes he was talking, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam talking to Dahiyya bin Khalifa al-Kalbi, and people don't know that the Sahaba don't know that he is an angel. It was noticed by what is her name? Salama. One day, Salama, she was saying that in her house. So the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was talking to this Dahiyya al-Kalbi. So, and then Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked her, "Do you know who is that?" He thought, "This is the Dahiyya al-Kalbi." No, that is the angel Jibril told particularly to Salama. Then only she realized that Jibril come to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in the form of human being. If Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam didn't tell her, didn't mention about that one, nobody knows, right? So Al-Kalbi, yeah. Yeah. This is the tribes. Not Kalbi means, the Kalbi is the best name for the Arabs. Yeah, Kalb is, of course, the meaning is Kalb is dog, but it already become a name of the person, name of the tribe. Maybe because the Kalb is a good creature of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It can do many things, right? Compared to human being. Right or not? Have you seen this boy who is the blind boy going to the mosque? Which part of the... Yeah, it can happen in UK. Alhamdulillah, it's good. It's okay. But in Malaysia, of course, the world will get upside down. Right or not?
He has a dog that brings him to masjid.
Huh?
He has a dog that brings him.
Yeah. Help him. It's helping guide him. Nobody people, so he want to preserve the Jamaat prayer. So his dog is helping. Maybe the dog and him himself can go to the Jannah.
Exactly, but I got that from my Christian friend. And she was making the same remark. I cannot imagine if this happens in Malaysia.
Yeah.
The Malays will
Yes, this Malay mentality. I also don't know how to change these people. It's very difficult.
They are very strict.
No, strict is okay, but strict with ignorance. This is the problem. Right? This we call it jahala murakkab. Do you agree with me? Jahala murakkab.
It's arrogant with ignorance.
Huh? Yeah,
Arrogant with
double ignorance. Okay. I always tell in all my lectures with this Muslim, this Jamaat in the masjid, why you all so, what is that?
Paranoid.
With this dogs and pigs. All those are creatures of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala prohibited you not to eat only, not to torture these animals, or not to disgrace all these animals, because they are creatures of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to test you. Right? So, like some time ago, they was shooting the, what is that? Khinzir. The one entered the mosque, right? Do you remember some time ago? They shoot the, I don't know which part. They shoot this, They shoot the pig, right? Enter the surah and so on, and change all the couples after that, this one. Why they take Islam is so difficult like that? Right? They simply can chase the thing out rather than shooting that, right? And then clean the.
They give different inspection.
Yeah. Okay lah. So we are outside the topic already. Okay. So where is the? Okay. Sometimes the angel come in the form of men. Okay, I already told you about that one. And talks to me, and this also happened. Of course, most of the time in the form of a human being. That is, his name is Dahiyya ibn Khalifa al-Kalbi. But sometimes he come in different form of human being. Nobody knows. Like the case that happened during the time of, when Jibril come to a gathering that Prophet ﷺ was teaching the companions, and he asked about Islam, what is Islam, what is Iman, what is Ihsan, right? And then what is doomsday? And he said, I don't know. The one who is asked is no better than me, and so on. And then tell us the sign of that doomsday and so on. So after that session, after the Jibril went out, Umar bin Khattab asked him, right? Asked the Prophet ﷺ, who is this man, and this we don't know him. He don't look like stranger also. Right? Clean, very clean. So the Prophet ﷺ told them, this is the Jibril came to you and teach you your religion. Right? So that also another example, and there are many other examples where the Jibril come to the Prophet ﷺ in the form of human being. And then where is that? Aisha added, verily I saw the Prophet ﷺ being inspired divinely on a very cold day, and noticed the sweat dropping from his forehead as the inspiration was over. So it means how many forms? We mentioned only two, right? And the third one is he come in the form of the real form. Okay. Any question on that? MashaAllah.
Can angel turn into a creature?
Can what?
Angel transform into an animal?
Transform to an animal.
Angel can be transformed into animal.
Yeah, I think can, but I don't have any evidences. They can form in whatever form they want, into sound, into the animals. What animals, I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, maybe possible.
Maybe transformer.
Yeah, but definitely not in the form of animals which are said. Even though we said kalb just now, maybe not kalb, because the angels don't like the kalb also, right? They don't like. the angels will not come in which house they have this cult and so on. Maybe good animals like peacock, for example, right? You know peacock? Maybe some other animals possible. Wallahu alam. Okay, now let us look the other. So, and then in the third narration which mentioned by Imam Bukhari, in regard to in order to get clear picture how the post revelation come to him, you see this is the narration mentioned by him, Imam Bukhari. Let us look the Bukhari version. Right, this is the translation. This is the third version, third narration. Okay, the commencement of divine inspiration to Allah's apostle was in the form of good dreams first, which came through like, this is a very long hadith. Very long hadith. So we read until what we can. This is the same like the one we are reading in the Rahiq al-Makhtum. But Rahiq al-Makhtum, you already removed some of the portion. What is that? He make it summarize that one. So let us look this one. The commencement of the divine inspiration to Allah's apostle was in the form of good dream. It started with the good dreams, which came through like bright daylight, and then the love of seclusion was bestowed upon him. Al-Khalwa. Okay. He used to go in a seclusion in the Cave of Hira, where he used to worship Allah alone continuously for many days before his desire to see his family. He used to take with him the journey food for the stay and then come back to his wife Khadijah to take his food likewise again, till suddenly the truth descended upon him while he was in the Cave of Hira. Okay.
This is the one that I was telling you earlier. He went back to his wife to take food.
He went back here, he come down, go to his Makkah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not she who went up the hill.
Yeah.
But he came down.
Yeah. But is there anything we can understand from this narration that the wife Khadijah took the food to the mountain, down the mountain, then come and pick the food, go up.
From the foot of the hill, maybe it is that.
I don't know, I cannot. He say, see Khadijah take his food likewise again till suddenly, sorry, where is that? Then came back to his wife. To his wife, where? Where? Is it down the mountain? Can be, right? Can be also in Makkah. So that is, yeah. Or maybe from this version they interpreted differently, okay? So then let us move on. Long narration. The angel came to him and asked him to read. The Prophet replied, I do not know how to read. The Prophet added, the angel caught me forcefully and pressed me so hard that I could not bear it anymore. He then released me. So in this, what we can understand from here? Ainal hukama, wisdom, wise man. Actually, we can understand from the text. What we can understand here?
What we understand is that learning is not easy. Learning is not easy.
Okay, that is
Sallallahu
Sallallahu Alaihi
Wasallam.
Wasallam.
He's preaching.
The angel appeared in front of him. The angel appeared in front
Yes,
of him.
it indicating that angel. From here we can understand that he present in what form? Is it in the form of human being or in a real form? So that make I was asking, I was looking for information, could not get also. And this information shows that the angel with him. But Prophet ﷺ said, I saw him twice. Okay? Now let us look here. Because he said, he pressed me, right? Pressed me so hard. How to press? Is that sound can be, yes.
When I was young,
Huh?
I was taught that the angel came from behind.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah.
Behind?
From behind and squeeze him from behind.
Then? It means?
That's why he could not see him, his face. He came from behind and he could not see. That's why he was so scared.
He wouldn't turn back and look.
Yeah, he couldn't turn back and see who
He was so
was
scared.
on his back. He just heard this voice.
But in the narration that he mentioned that I saw at this moment, the second revelation, I saw this angel, okay, like the one I saw in the Cave of Hira. Same like the one I saw in the Cave of Hira. So it means must see, right? So that is the question. Okay. Well, anyhow, that is to leave it to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but we can think. And it is no harm if we say him, maybe the narration we can interpret differently. What do you call it? He saw twice willingly. The first time is unwillingly. Is it okay? Possible also. It suddenly happened like that. But with real wholeheartedly, with happy moment, I saw him twice. Right? But the first time, as you said just now, I was in shaking. Who is holding me? But maybe, Wallahu alam. Okay? So, he was saying, I do not know how to read. The Prophet added, the angel caught me forcefully and pressed me so hard that I could not bear it anymore. He then released me and again asked me to read, and I replied, I do not know how to read. Thereupon he caught me again and pressed me the second time till I could not bear it anymore. He then released me and again asked me to read, but again I replied, I do not know how to read or what I shall read. Okay, then what happened? Thereupon he caught me for the third time and pressed me and then released me and said, read in the name of your Lord who has created all that exists. Alladhi khalaqa Iqra bismi rabbikal ladhi khalaq. MashaAllah. You are good student. Yes. Then read, complete. Because until the verse 1, 2, 3. Ya'lam. Okay. Bas. Read, and your Lord is the most generous. Verse 1, 2, 3, surah of 96. Then Allah supposedly returned with the inspiration and with his heart beating severely. Heart beating severely after that revelation. Okay. Then he went to Khadijah binti Khuwailid and said, Kawami, Kawami, Zammiluni, Zammiluni. Zammiluni, Zammiluni. Okay. They cover. You see here again, he said they cover. Who cover? He went to Khadijah, but he said they. They means who? That's also another question. It means in the presence of Khadijah, there were some other people. Who are they? Wallahu alam. Cover him till his fears was over, and after that, he told her everything that had happened and said, I fear that something may happen to me. Maybe, because Ali bin Abi Talib, he was at that time, right? Maybe, but there's no info. Okay, so when a husband come to you, all of your husband, right? Except we have Sheikh Shuaib and Sister Shima. When let's say Sheikh Shuaib come in this manner to you, what you will do? you will make him cool, or you will not allow him to go again to that place. What is normally the reaction of wives? I don't know lah. Maybe different person, different, right? But you see, this Khadijah is saying nice, wonderful words. Okay, so she's calming the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam that you are a good person. This, and so on. Okay, so when Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam told her about all those things, then Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, Khadijah replied, never, you don't worry. By Allah, Allah will never disgrace you. You keep good relations. You see all this good value of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, Khadijah mentioned. You keep good relation with your kith and kin, help the poor and the destitute, serve your guests generously, and assist the deserving calamity afflicted ones. Khadijah then account, okay, until that, so he is good. She is giving him good remark, right? Then she took him to the Waraqah bin Nawfal. Khadijah then accompanied him to her cousin Waraqah bin Nawfal ibn Asad bin Abdul Uzza, who during the pre-Islamic period became a Christian and used to write the writing with Hebrew letters. He would write from the gospel in Hebrew as much as Allah wished him to write. And he was an old man and had lost his eyesight. Khadijah said to Waraqah, listen to the story of your nephew, O my cousin. Waraqah asked, O my nephew, what have you seen? Allah's apostle described whatever he had seen. Waraqah said, this is the same one who keeps the secret, that is the angel Jibril, whom Allah had sent to Moses. I wish I were young and could live up to the time when your people would turn you out. Allah's apostles asked, will they drive me out? Waraqah replied in the affirmative and said, anyone who came with something similar to you, to what you have brought, was treated with hostility. So here, what we can understand that Waraqah bin Nawfal already noticed that he already got the signs of the prophethood, and he is going to be a future prophet and so on. Okay, the narration is so long, we stop here. We will continue in the next class. So before that, do you have any question to ask?
Which narration is this from?
This is from Bukhari. First book, as I told you just now, Bukhari's first book, that is Book of Revelation. He mentioned about 6 narrations, 6 hadiths. The first hadith is the hadith innamal a'malu binniyat, all the intention based on the amal, the action. And the second hadith, the one I read just now, Aisha. The third hadith is this one. Okay.
The question says here, Khadijah said to Waraqah, listen to the story of your nephew, oh my cousin.
Who is the cousin, who is the nephew?
Then Waraqah asked, oh my nephew. Because if Khadijah is Waraqah's cousin, then how could Rasulullah become his nephew?
Let us see what is the mention. He translated like that. This is the real translation. Let us see so that's why normally I don't depend on the English version. Normally, even in the Rahiq al-Maktum, he did miss some of the things. You see here, let me see here. This is the this is the third hadith, right? You see, Faja al-malaku faqala ikra. Let me ikra bismi rabbikal zammiluni kalla wallahi la yukhzika fantalaqat bihi khadijatu hatta atat bihi Waraqah ibn Nawfal Asad ibn Abdul Uzza ibnu ammu Khadijah. So how you say cousin? Ibnu Ammu. Ammu Khadijah, uncle.
Ibn, son of uncle.
Son of uncle. So cousin lah. Right. Okay. Meaning now? Is it clear? That one you clear. Okay. Okay.
Why is it when it comes to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam?
Okay.
You must mention nephew.
Wa kana yaktubu al-fakirak, where is that?
اسمع من ابن أخيك.
Huh?
اسمع من ابن أخيك. Listen from your nephew.
Yabna ammi, isma min ibnu akhika. Ibnu akhika.
The son
Waraka,
of your brother.
Waraka is, he said, listen to your son of your brother. Son of your brother. So Waraka's his nephew, right? Correct lah.
Yes, why? Because in Arab culture, the age, Khadija older than Muhammad 15 years. So Khadija and Waraq ibn Nawfal near age, so cousin, like same level. Prophet Muhammad younger. So when you become younger, 15 years from Khadija, then you become to the other level, like nephew. So he's not direct nephew, but age-wise look like nephew.
Okay. Is it clear?
Then it's accepted.
It was an old man, says, with the...
Yes, brother. My son, my grandson. Yes.
Before, I thought Waraka was the uncle of Khadijah,
Okay.
but he was a cousin
Yeah.
because I thought he was very old.
Yeah.
He cannot see.
Yes, possible. He cannot see. Maybe he's, yeah. Khadijah also very old.
Who was very old, Khadijah or
Waraka.
Waraka, of course, older than Khadijah, right? Should be, right? So, mashallah.
The same explanation that Brother Muhammad was saying earlier. That's why this narration came. He said,
Yes.
uncle.
Mashallah. I'm happy to have my student, you, active student. What's your age now? 10. Okay, don't miss this class. You must come every day, every Saturday, first Saturday and third Saturday. Right? He's your father? MashaAllah, great father. He inspiring you. Okay? What's your name? Yusuf. MashaAllah. Okay, so any other things? No? And you, brother, you're new.
Yes.
From Philippines.
Brother Amin invited me.
MashaAllah. He one day will bring one person. He's good brother, MashaAllah. Okay, so thank you very much for your patience, and we will benefit from what we learned from today. And after this session, because of course the earlier session or the chapter before today is something we don't have more information. But this one, after this, many narration will come, and from that narration we can get more benefit lah. Because the previous one we don't have. Yeah. Okay. So inshallah, a lot of discussion will come. Inshallah. Okay. So thank you very much. Assalamualaikum.